Hi, this is Pray Love, and I'm doing another video on this fragrance right here, Club de Nuit pour Hommes. So, first off, the thing everyone needs to know about this fragrance is that it is an Aventus clone. What I mean by that is that it's not like merely an Aventus style fragrance. It really seems to aim at copying what Aventus is. Does it work? For me, this fragrance is even more enjoyable than Aventus, and there's a clear reason for that, is that I think that the Aventus DNA might be even like better done synthetically than it is done naturally. And I think also that if you want a natural Aventus vibe, there's a better fragrance for that, and it's called Musc Impérial by Atelier Cologne, because it smells like really more splendid, elegant and noble, whereas Aventus is like, it's a middle ground between this one and Atelier Cologne. It's the inventor of the DNA. Like, let's be clear about that. The first one to do such a DNA, I think. I might be surprised and find something before that had the same DNA, but anyway, it is like the one that popularized the DNA much more than anything else. And Atelier Cologne did a version that is more elegant, it smells more sophisticated. It's more a suit up kind of fragrance, but still very smooth, very sweet, and not at all a fragrance that you would wear in the club situation. Like for instance, the Atelier Cologne, also Musc Impérial, is much more delicate and probably more suitable for a female audience also. Although you know that I don't believe in the gender marketing and such, I think that a lot of women out there would really like Atelier Cologne Musc Impérial more than Aventus and any of the other clones that there is out there of Aventus. This one though is like completely the opposite of the spectrum. Whereas Atelier Cologne Musc Impérial is so elegant, so noble, so refined, this one is really a clubbing scent. It smells synthetic, it's very harsh, acidic, synthetic, and it projects a lot, and I like it a lot just because of that. And it's what would you say, sometimes it's not good to choose the middle ground, which is Aventus, because there is this for the club and Atelier Cologne for the more formal events. I wouldn't necessarily wear Aventus on the formal event, even though I know that it is a trend and a lot of people do that, and I encourage you to do that if you think that it is that way. I think that Aventus is still very elegant, but this is not a dress-up suit, like suit and tie and whatever. This is a dress down and down and down and down, you know. It's like something that you want to wear with not much clothes on, you know. It's like a good beach scent. It's a good evening clubbing night. It's Club de Nuit, you know, so it's nightclubs. They think nightclub with that. It's also fun not to wear not to be overdressed in nightclubs. It's something that smells good. Club de Nuit just smells really good. Has that Aventus vibe, has that like powerful, elegant projection, but is much more synthetic, much more acidic, much more common. So we could probably compare this more to something like Explorer, you know, Montblanc Explorer, which is another Aventus clone. But I have also found similarities only when I smelled, like I was just wandering with my friend that wore Prada Luna Rossa Carbone, and I got that feel, like that Aventus vibe. I was like, why? Because of the Ambroxan, simply. It's just that. Ambroxan, sweet lavender, some smokiness. It's very easy. You can also say that Sauvage is quite Aventus-like, even though it's dirtier, grittier, less sweet, less fruity. But Prada Lunar Rosa Carbon, the lavender note just gives away that little sweetness that you could find in the also in Aventus and also in Club de Nuit Intense. Do I prefer Club de Nuit Intense to Prada Lunar Rosa Carbon? For sure, I was a huge fan of Prada Lunar Rosa Carbon for a long time. I wore like maybe 1.5 bottle of that and gave the rest away to a friend. That's where I still smell it nowadays. It's an Ambrox bomb, whatever, and it smells very sweet and Ambroxan. This one is similar to that, projects a lot, but doesn't last as long as I thought, whereas Prada Lunar Rosa Carbon lasts like for ages. But this one, it doesn't last that long, and you kind of need to spray a lot. You know, it's not a big deal because I have so many fragrances. I don't mind spraying a lot of this because I will probably never run out, and it's very cheap. So normally on most fragrances I spray 1 to 3 sprays. This one, today I sprayed like maybe 7. And I am not someone who is enjoying like spraying a lot and a lot and a lot and a lot. But this one, it kind of fades away. Some people would say maybe you got anosmic to it, but I also know that it happened once before that I sprayed 4 sprays of that, and that people were like, "Oh, you're not wearing any fragrance today," and it was not a joke. I was like, "Are you joking?" And it's like, "No, I don't smell anything." And I was like, "Oh," and I didn't smell anything, but I just thought I was anosmic. So that was like enough for me to say that don't be afraid to spray that a lot, and if you're really using it on an like evening basis, Club de Nuit thing, just spray a lot before, and if it disappears during the evening, keep the bottle near you. Keep it in your bag or in your car or something, and just spray some more if needed. It's alright to respray, but if you spray enough, it's like the projection is insane, and it smells so good, and it kind of projects a bubble, like a floating bubble. It's not too harsh, too hard for people like to smell it around you, so they will keep wanting to come closer, and it's not a harsh smell if you spray a lot on something. It's something that's very delicate still, because it's like an Aventus clone, and Aventus is quite delicate, but it is a lot more harsh and a lot more aggressive than Aventus, which is probably why I like it so much. Like, I like it more than Aventus because it kind of gets the attention a bit more, because it's more harsh, it's more aggressive. It is more suited for purposes where you are in bars and clubs, things like that, and you don't want to be too elegant, but you still want that elegant, you know, party vibe, but still kind of, yeah, seductive, but also powerful and elegant and witty or whatever, in control. That kind of fragrance really does it. And also, it is a fragrance that you don't need to get into fragrances that much to like. It is a fragrance that I made it smell like to my roommate. She said the same thing as Aventus. Smells good, not more. But for Aventus, it's outrageous because you spend so much money on it to be just like, that's okay, it smells good. It smells like someone who wants to smell good, you know? But that one, it goes for like, I don't know, $30. For 30 bucks, if you smell good and it works, and some people will say, oh, it smells really good, and Some people will not even notice the smell. They'll just incorporate in their mind that you're the type of person that really smells good. Well, here you go, $30. Perfect fragrance. People probably won't even notice you have a fragrance on. They'll just be enticed by the nice smell of Club de Nuit Intense. And it's Club de Nuit Intense, man. As I always say, is it wearable by women? Yeah, it is. Like Aventus, it's totally wearable for women. Like I said, Musc Impérial, and this one is also wearable for women in the same context as us guys, for the clubs, for the bars, for the beach. It's perfect for everything like that. It's fresh, but it's still warm and cuddly, and it's still whatever, it's seductive. Anything you want. This fragrance has got it all, but it's not a very unique thing. It's not something that people will say will be outstanding. If you really want something that's more unique, don't go for that. That is like non-unique, you know. That's like Sauvage, and that's like Bleu de Chanel, and that's like all of these fragrances that are like Imbroxan with like sweetness, but also it's all the same kind of like fragrances that are very generic, that people have smelled a lot. I don't fear generic smells. I like to wear Sauvage, I like to wear Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, I like to wear this. But for some people it might be an issue, especially if you're looking for something we will be not only a compliment getter, but also something that is that will grab attention, that will make you stand out. This will not make you stand out. This will also not be the fragrance that will get you the most compliments. It will get you some, because people will say like, wow, you smell good, you know, but they will never say, oh my god, I have never smelled anything like that, you smell so good. It's gonna be like, oh, it smells good, oh, that's nice, oh yeah, that's cool, nice smell. That's the kind of compliments that you're gonna get with this one. This is not the most like reaction, plenty of reaction fragrance out there. A lot of people have smelled Aventus, a lot of people have smelled Montblanc Explorer, things like that. Just don't think that it's so unique, because it's just not. It's a DNA that's very typical. But if you're in it for a DNA that's very typical, like I am sometimes I like that super odd, and I feel that the vibe of a particular fragrance or another. Sometimes I just like, today, like I'm working out, it's fun, wearing that, no big deal. No brainer fragrance, you know, just pick it up, spray some, you smell good, and there's not much, like, not many people out there who will be able to say like, you really smell bad, I don't like that fragrance. They're just gonna be like, smells nice, cool. You smell clean also, like you know, it's like that fragrance that you're like, I have a good personal hygiene. And women, men, everyone can wear that, you know, everyone. So that being said, you like a fragrance like that, you're not the devil. It's not because it's Club de Nuit Intense and it's a clone that you're the devil. It's super nice, and I would take that over Aventus, even if it were the same price, just because of the naughtiness, dirtiness that it has, more harsh and aggressive, that I like. So, as I always say, maybe your opinions differ. I know that a lot of people out there adore Aventus, and I understand, because it is a fantastic fragrance and it is incredibly well done, even though it's not my favorite. But you guys out there, you gals out there, continue to spread love and spray love. Bye bye.